Moses was chosen by God to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Now, he was guiding them through a harsh desert toward a new home God had promised. The journey was tough, hot, dry, and often without food or water. But Moses trusted God and led with courage. One day, at a place called Rephidim, the Israelites faced a new threat, the fierce Amalekites. The Israelites were not soldiers, they were families, tired and afraid. The Amalekites attacked, and the people looked to Moses for help. Moses quickly called Joshua, a brave young man, and told him, "Choose our best men and fight the Amalekites." Joshua faced a huge challenge, leading untrained people against a powerful enemy. But Moses had a plan. "Tomorrow I'll stand on the hilltop with God's staff in my hands." This staff was a symbol of God's power. Joshua would lead the fight in the valley while Moses watched and prayed from above. The people felt hope. Trusting Moses and God, they prepared for battle, not knowing what the next day would bring. All they could do was be brave and follow their leader. The safety of everyone depended on this moment. The Israelites gathered their courage, ready to face the Amalekites. Moses' faith inspired them to believe that help would come. The stage was set for a battle that would test their trust and unity. The outcome would change their journey forever. At sunrise, Joshua led his men into battle against the Amalekites. The clash was fierce and the Israelites struggled against the powerful enemy. Meanwhile, Moses climbed the hill with Aaron and Hur. From above, they watched the fight unfold. Moses raised the staff of God high, and as long as his hands were lifted, the Israelites gained strength and pushed the enemy back. But when Moses' arms grew tired and dropped, the Amalekites began to win. The battle swung back and forth, victory and defeat hanging in the balance. The soldiers below didn't know why their strength faded and returned, but Moses understood. God was showing them that true victory came from him, not from their own power. Moses struggled to keep his hands raised, knowing the lives of his people depended on it. Every time his arms lifted, hope returned to the Israelites. When they fell, fear crept in. The outcome of the battle rested on Moses' faith and endurance. The hill became a place of prayer, struggle, and hope. The Israelites fought bravely, inspired by the sight of Moses above. The lesson was clear. Their strength came from God, not from themselves. The battle raged on, with every moment shaped by Moses' hands. The fate of the people hung in the balance. Moses' arms grew heavy as the battle dragged on. Aaron and Hur saw their leader struggling and knew they had to help. They brought a stone for Moses to sit on, easing his burden. Then, standing on either side, they each held up one of Moses' arms. Together, they kept his hands steady and raised toward heaven. With their support, Moses' hands stayed up until sunset. Because of this teamwork, Joshua and the Israelites won a great victory. The Amalekites were defeated, and the people were saved. This moment showed that even the strongest leaders need help. True friends step in when we are weak, sharing the load. Moses was not alone. His friends made all the difference. Their unity brought victory and hope to everyone. The story of Rephidim teaches us about faith, teamwork, and persistence. Moses trusted God, showing everyone that real strength comes from above. The victory wasn't won by one person, but by a team. Joshua fighting, Moses praying, Aaron and Hur supporting. Each person played a vital role, and together they overcame the impossible. When Moses grew tired, he didn't give up. His friends helped him keep going. They stayed on that hill all day, never quitting. This is a lesson for us. When things get hard, we need each other. True victory comes when we support one another and never give up. Teamwork and faith can carry us through the toughest battles. When we see someone struggling, we should be like Aaron and Hur, ready to help. We are always stronger together. The Israelites' victory was a result of unity and trust. Their story reminds us to stand by each other, especially in difficult times. Together, we can overcome any challenge. After the victory, Moses built an altar and called it, "The Lord is my banner." This reminded everyone that God was their true protector. The story gives us hope. Miracles can happen when we trust and work together. Sometimes a miracle is finding strength to keep going, or a friend who helps us when we're weak. Moses' raised hands teach us to look for God's help, especially in hard times. We all need support, and we should be ready to help others too. Helping each other is how we share God's love and strength. When you face tough battles, remember Moses on the hill. Have faith that help will come, and be a helper to others. With faith, teamwork, and a little help from friends, we can face any challenge. Miracles aren't just ancient stories. They're promises of hope for today. With God and each other, we can win our battles, no matter how hard they seem.